I'll be teaching you how to make a simple ping pong game in Scratch. Now the aim of today's video is to teach you guys how to be able to know all the code for the ping pong game and to be able to understand all the code for the ping pong game. So first, let's get started. So the first step is we want to delete this sprite, and this background looks very plain. Let's change it up a little bit. So I'm just going to search for this background because I think it is very good for the neon tunnel. Then we can now add our ball sprite. Since it's going to be a ball, we're going to be hitting with a ping pong. Then add a paddle sprite. So now we have these two sprites. Let's go into our ball sprite, and now let's make a code that will make the ball sprite to bounce around whenever it touches the edge. So the first code is event tab when green flag clicked. It's going to work when the green flag is clicked. Then we come to motion, point in direction 90. We can change this to 45 to make it more realistic. You'll be able to see it when it is bouncing. Then we'll go to forever, control then bring forever and drop it under the pointed direction. Then we come to motion, move 10 steps, and finally if on edge bounce. The if on edge bounce code is just to make it so whenever the sprites touch the edge it should bounce. Then move 10 steps. Let's change that to move 15 steps so it can be a little faster. Then look, the right direction 45 is making it look like more realistic. That's why I put it like that. Then the move 15 steps is making it faster, then it's bouncing on the edges. So now that we are done with the first code in the ball sprite, because there will be a lot of codes in this video, then we'll go to the paddle. Let's code it so that we can be able to use our mouse to control it. So when green flag clicked, then we'll come to control and bring forever again to keep on repeating our code. Then we can come to motion, then find set X2. But most guys, I'm looking for mouse X, but most people will be wondering there's no mouse X inside motion tab, but there's also another blue tab. It's called sensing. This is to detect whether your sprite is touching something or not. So I'll use mouse X from here. Most people will be wondering, then what does this code now do? It makes it so that I can control the paddle with my mouse. Wherever my mouse goes, it controls it. So now let me put the paddle lower. So now the next code, let's make the ball sprite to be able to bounce off the paddle so we can actually play the game. So from that we go to events, when green flag clicks, then we come down to control, forever, then still in the control tab we'll find if then we can come back to the setting tab and find touching mouse pointer. You guys can notice now, but there's no mouse pointer in this game, so that's why it has a drop down menu. If we click on it, we can change it to paddle. So if it's touching the paddle, then the code simply means if the ball sprite is touching the paddle, then you should do whatever you put inside here. So we come back to motion, turn 15 degrees this way. We'll change that to 180 so you can do like most people say that's not a full 360, but okay, 180 is good because in sprite they don't have 360. Then we can come to move 10 steps again. I'll make it move 15 because it will make it faster like the other ball sprite, so it will make it look realistic. Then finally come back to control, wait 1 second, but 1 second will be way too long, so I'll make it 0.5 seconds because you never know when the ball can be coming. So now let's drop the ball and let's see if our code actually works. So we click on when green flag clicked and let's try it out. As you can see, the ball bounces off the paddle and the paddle is hitting the ball every time. As you can see, whenever the paddle doesn't catch it, it doesn't do anything. So that's the next thing we'll soon code, that's the game over. So now let me stop this, then come back to the ball. Then we'll add a score so that we'll know how many times the paddle hits the ball. So come to variables, then make a variable for all sprites, then we can name it score. Most people will be wondering, what is a variable? A variable is a code that stores every single information about numbers inside Scratch, and you can display it on your screen. So that's why I named the variable score. But even though the score doesn't move up, that's what we will soon code, but the score is there. So when we code it to work, it should work. So from this, we'll come here, drag this out, then change it to change score by 1. Then we'll put it inside the ball sprite over here. So whenever the paddle hits the ball, it changes our score by 1 each time. But what if you just stop the game now, and if you play back, it still stores your scores? And we need to change that. We need to make it so that whenever you click on the green flag, it restarts from the beginning. That's very, very simple. We'll just come back to this variable, drag set my variable to 0, then change it to score. Then we can come into our events tab and drag when green flag clicked. Then look, it changes it every time. But this game is more like a positive game. There's no way the ball can just fail you whenever you don't touch the paddle. So that's when we now have to make the line that determines whether you catch the ball or not. So let's find the line sprite. Then we can drag it down for it to be here. Then it can now be here, but it doesn't do anything. So now we have to code the line sprite. This code will be inside the line sprite. When green flag clicked, go back to control forever, then the if then code. Then we'll go to sensing. Most if then code, they work with sensing. So drag touching mouse pointer and change it to ball, so that it's whenever you're touching the ball, it should stop all. So we'll come to control and actually literally find stop all. Where is the code? Here. This code, we have not used it before. It is just to stop all actions that is happening in this game. So if I play it right now, you will see that whenever it goes over the line, I don't know how I call that, it stops it. Then when I click on my green flag, it starts again. But the game is kind of in a way glitched because of Scratch is not the best prediction. As you can see, whenever it's on the line, it doesn't just go up again. It's whenever it moves, it still determines it as if it touched the line new. So it stops it. So you can just move the ball manually yourself. So if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.